We are continuing our series of myths that human beings have believed for such a long time, somewhere believing deep in their hearts that there is truth in it. And here's one that's a big one. Man has an immortal soul. Wow. When you ask the question, what makes God God? There are 4 characteristics that make God God in any concept of religion. And those 4 characteristics are omnipotence, all-powerful; omniscience, all-knowing; omnipresence, being present everywhere; and number 4, having the quality of immortality or immortal life. Life that is inherent in themselves and continuous. That is God. And along comes the human race and says, but we also have an immortal soul. And who tells that first? A guy by the name of Socrates. In Western philosophy, it's Socrates. Plato supports him. And this is what Socrates' very famous statement on this is: all men's souls are immortal, but the soul of the righteous are immortal and divine. Wow. Just see where we are, what do we need God for anyway, when you have such a thing living in us or being part of us? And then you have the Eastern philosophies not far behind, saying that yes, the whole business of living, the whole spectrum of life is dependent upon the cycle of rebirths that has as its basic an immortal soul that moves from one life form to another life form. So, do we have an immortal soul? Let's look at the dictionary. What does the dictionary say? It defines it as a part of a human regarded as immortal, separable from the body at death, capable of moral judgment, susceptible to happiness or misery on a post-death future state. Wow, that's a long definition. Try and go through it slowly at some time or the other. If we have an immortal soul, where is it? Why don't we know about it? If it is capable of telling us what is morally correct, why don't we know anything about it? Because there's none of us who's so moral that we are not making mistakes. If you look at the Bible is very clear. The soul that sins, it will die. Life comes only from an eternal God. And if God only is eternal, and He says, I am eternal, then there's not much difference between God and me. But God is very clear in the Bible that sin separates us from God, and the wages of sin is eternal death. And eternal death does not have the concept of a floating immortal soul here and there. And so those of us who want to think this thing through, do think it over. That if I have an immortal soul, why am I not cognizant of it? Why am I not aware of it? And what makes me believe that I have one? Just some kind of a philosophy. What is philosophy? Man's highest thinking. That is not always the best, and we have known that over centuries, that man's philosophies have led us into so much of trouble. And so I want to close by inviting you to study this whole concept more for yourself. And may I suggest the Bible is a reference book for it. And so here is Rohini Virathan signing off for Breakthrough Today.